Welcome to the Dates and Tunnel Vision podcast. On today's episode, I'll be speaking with Clare Finch, the Business Relationship Lead for Sector 3, on her journey into the world of volunteering and the impact that we can make to communities. Thank you so much for joining me. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, very well.
So, we're going to be talking about volunteering and Sector 3 and all these things. So, let's start off with you, who you are, what you've been up to recently.
So I'm Clare Finch and I am Volunteer Hub Lead and now also Business Relationship Lead at Sector 3, which I'm loving. It's new, just been doing it for a couple of weeks.
Oh, that's exciting.
It's great. I love getting my teeth into something new as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So what does that mean then? What is that like?
It's just going to be more of what I'm doing at the minute, which is connecting with businesses. So I initially started connecting a lot with businesses through employee-supported volunteering, but then we've led on to the Proper Good Business Club, and we'd just like to see if we could take that further and do some more things that I'm really passionate about, like supporting people into the workplace who maybe are finding barriers to work at the moment. So
do you see a lot of those?
Yeah, I mean both professionally and personally as well, due to kind of situations and things that have happened to us in our family. So I was a carer for my son for 8 years, and I know what a knock to your confidence that can be when you're out of the workplace, and just even losing the language of the workplace. So what I want to do is, what I hope to do is to work with more charities, more social enterprises, more community groups to support those people in their communities and connect them with businesses, because I meet some absolutely incredible people every day who would be a real asset to any company.
Yeah. Is that what Sector 3 overall are doing, and you focus on connecting the businesses with Sector 3?
Part of that's my job is connecting people really, but Sector 3 itself supports any voluntary group, any community group, charity, social enterprise, faith group, with all sorts of things, be that funding, governance, kind of any general advice that we can give. But my role particularly has been around supporting them with volunteering and then supporting them with making connections too.
Right. Because I know Stephen at Dates and he's been to quite a few Sector 3 events or Proper Good events. He's been on some of those recently. And I never really sort of get much feedback from him, like what it's about and stuff like that. So then sometimes I'm thinking, what is it you're actually sort of offering for us? Because I mean, we've done volunteering here, like Marbury Gardens, we've had the Wellspring down the road, we've done quite a few different things recently, and I've joined in on some of them, and I actually find it really rewarding and really good actually. Which is not something I would think about doing, but when someone says, oh, let's go as a big group and let's go and do this, smash out in a day, we do so much stuff together, and it just feels really good afterwards. But like if that was on my own, I may necessarily not even think about doing it, but I think for businesses that's actually like, I didn't even think that would be something that someone would do.
I think a lot of us individually fall into volunteering almost accidentally, either through like business, or somebody just says, can you just help with this? In my own case, I started volunteering when my son was very poorly. He had a brain tumour and cancer when he was aged 8, and I had to give up my business. I had to stop working to care for him, and he was in hospital solidly for an entire year. And at home, it's just myself, my daughter, my son, and our cat. You can never forget your cat. Our cat Poppy.
Definitely part of the family.
But we got involved with a charity called Rainbow Trust, which help children and families with life-limiting or life-threatening illnesses. And they supported Megan particularly, and Adam, but it was vital that Megan got that support during that time we were in hospital. She was living with my mum and dad, who are amazing, but it's still not home.
No,
and
it's nice
still
to
not
have
the
that
normal
support, isn't it? But yeah, it's not quite.
So they had a fantastic support worker, Callie, who would just take Megan out shop endless makeup, because that's what she always wanted to do at that age. She was like 12, 13.
I think I was the same at
that age. Get hot chocolates. But also it was the chance for her to talk about things without worrying she was putting pressure on her, on the family. So when we came out of hospital, I wasn't working, but I was caring for Adam. But I wanted to give back to them because they'd given so much to us. So I started volunteering and doing fundraising with them.
Right.
And so that's how I fell into it. But I genuinely don't think I realised how much I was going to get out of it in return. Suddenly I was Clare again. I was being called by my name, not Adam's mum or Megan's mum, which I love being.
Yeah,
but it was so nice to be called Clare. It was so nice to not have to talk about medical things, just to be chatting with people about what we'd watched on telly the night before, and just
sometimes it sort of consumes your life.
Yeah,
it is
brought
such
back
a
some
huge
normality.
Yeah, definitely, I can understand that.
So I definitely didn't realise what I would gain from it, and I think that's exactly what you were saying.
Yeah.
You think, oh, I'll just go and help this group.
Yeah.
But actually, you get so much enjoyment from it.
Definitely
we feel good being good. It makes us feel good.
And it doesn't. It feels like, not that it's a negative. I've never thought of volunteering as a negative, but it's almost something that I think, oh, I'd love to do that. And then that's where it stops, because almost you don't know what to do or how to help.
Yeah, you don't know where to go, what to do. And so when I got to the point where I felt like I was ready to go back to work, this opportunity came up to work with Sector 3 because they wanted to develop the Stockport Volunteer Hub, and that's what I brought in. How do you find out about volunteering? What's so great about volunteering? What does volunteering do for us? And we use the word empower a lot now, and I think it gets overused, but genuinely I think that volunteering empowers communities.
I think it does,
and it empowers individuals.
100%.
I've seen so many amazing things, so many amazing projects going on in areas or communities where people maybe don't have a high income level, or in communities where they're struggling to deal with illness or some kind of challenge that they're kind of all facing, and yet the incredible amount of work and the incredible amount of volunteering they do and give back to their community, and I think that really empowers them. It makes them feel in control again of something, because very often, with poverty, with illness, with disabilities, with domestic abuse, all those kind of things, you lose control. A lot of things are taken out of your control, but actually volunteering and raising money or doing something for your community gives you a little bit of control back in your life as well. So I think it's very important.
So it's definitely powerful, I found, with individuals. Speaking about me, what do you see when it comes to businesses doing it, as when it's instead of like the individual people maybe doing it as like a whole? Why should a business focus on helping the communities and stuff, do you find?
So we find this a lot through our Proper Good Business Club, which we run, and that Stephen is like kind of one of our founding members of. And first of all, it goes back to that same thing, that we feel good doing good. So if you can empower your workplace to do some volunteering and to go and contribute and help in a community group or a local charity, it just fosters that incredible feel-good feeling within in your workforce. We, staff days and kind of going out and doing some problem solving as a team is really good fun anyway, but when you combine that with working with a charity or a local community group like Marbury Road Gardens, you feel incredibly good coming out of that. And it's an old saying, but a happy workplace is a productive workplace.
I do think
so from a very kind of basic, if you just did some work and just stopped there, you've done something good for your community, but you've also done something good for your workplace, and you've all worked together and thought that's been great. But there's lots of other good reasons as well. Social value, demonstrating social impact is really important now for businesses and companies. one, to win contracts, but also to demonstrate to your clients and your customers that we're a business that cares about people as well.
It's almost like showing the people and we are humans behind the logo or whatever. You know, like we are deeper than just, we want sales and we want business and this.
And I think that Dates and have really got it really well in the way that you share that, because you don't do it as a promotion to say, come to us, we're so amazing, we're great. You just share it as part of your everyday. This is part of what we do. So if any of you ever follow anything on social media that Dates and do, you will share products, share information that you're doing. You will share lovely things about your workforce, like if it's a birthday or a celebration. But then you will also, as part of that, show the things that you do to support local communities, charities.
Yeah, we had
like
International Charity Day at the start of the month. Was it last month? They all blur into one sometimes. But that was recently. So I wrote, because I'm the one who does all the content and the social medias and stuff. So I was like, no, this is important to us. And we, you know, we have done a lot. And sometimes I think as well, it's almost like we've done too much and we start forgetting what we have done and we go, hang on a minute, what have we done? And we only remember the recent ones. So it's nice. I literally went through all the other stuff that we've done. I went through all our folders. I went through blog posts from years ago. And thinking about all the stuff that individual people have done and then people when we've gone as a group. And there's actually so much that we've done where we're trying our best to give back, and we're not. I find that the people here, we don't want to do it to just tick a box.
No.
We don't want to just say, yep, we've done it, tick it off. It's people who go along to do these things genuinely really do want to help these people.
And I think it feels that through your social media. You can feel that it's genuine, and you can feel that like you care about your local community because you won't just do the things. Oh look, we were at a charity ball, which you did do as well.
Yeah, we did.
But it's also you share pictures of you just doing a local litter pick or something like that, or something that
we've always got pickers downstairs, and the warehouse they'll nip out as well, and they'll just go down the road, just grab a few bits, come back again, and they've got extra break time or something, or if they just think, you know what, I drove up this morning, we should just go and nip out and go and take all this stuff out of the
and it just shows that you care.
Yeah, we do.
And I think that's really good. And also, let's not forget that every business is a community in itself.
Yeah, definitely.
And every community has health challenges. There are kind of issues that come up, support that you might need from time to time. And so raising awareness of what is there within our local community is really good.
I always find that like anything can happen to you, anything can happen to the people you love, and if something terrible or devastating was to happen, and to have a workplace that understands and then we'll support you through that and we'll help you, it's like you feel cared for, so then you feel like you want to care for others as well.
Exactly.
And so it's like you said, empowering. It's very empowering. It makes you feel really good, and I love that.
Yeah.
I've been in retail in the past, and it's been like you show up to work, you do your job, and then you leave again. And nobody talks outside of work, nobody wants anything to do with this. But to come somewhere where we genuinely do feel like a little bit of like a family. And so if someone comes to us with a problem, even that, it's like, oh, well, yeah, I can help you. I can bring some of this in. Yeah, I can do that. So it's like, we've got Halloween coming up. I've brought loads of Halloween decorations in. I know some other people are going to bring some Halloween decorations in. And we're just going to bring them all in, set up, we're going to have a little party, and then we're going to put them away and give them back to people. Because everyone feels like, yeah, you know what, I do want to help you with your little thing. We had breast cancer awareness as well, and if loads of people joined in wearing pink. And sometimes I get a little bit nervous when I plan these things, because I'm like, are people going to want to join in? But there were so many people, even if they weren't, actually on the day we had like a little thing downstairs and we was playing, I called it Pictionary.
Amazing.
We had a pink, it was actually a red pen, but it was a pink pen, and they were like drawing pictures of, and everyone was just having such a good laugh and donating money to the cause, and we had the Just Giving page like smashed the target and everything, and it was just really nice to have everyone together because we all wanted to be there.
Yes.
And it wasn't just like, oh, we have to.
No.
Because no one in the business actually feels like they have to do that as like it's a negative. And I think that's really nice to be able to have somewhere, because that makes me want to do it in my own life as well then, separately. So I think that's like...
Exactly. And I think that's what's so lovely about Dates and is, so in my own life, obviously we wanted the big boys in the charity world, like cancer research and things like that, to have invested and to have researched in cures and solutions to some of the challenges that Adam has had to live with through cancer. So we need them. Yeah. So we need people to fundraise for them. They need the money to do that because it's a lot of money. Yes. But when the treatment had finished and when we came back home, it had been like a bomb had gone off in our lives, you know. Yeah. And it was the local groups, the grassroots groups. Yeah. Those are the ones that picked us up again. Yeah. So we need all charities, all kind of community groups, and it was a very strange position for us to be in as well as a family because, you know, I'd always felt we were fortunate and we lived a nice life and we were a happy family, and we'd be fundraising for things like that, and we'd be supporting a local group to do things. So it was quite a change coming in and being on the flip side of that, and that's where I really got to appreciate how vital those tiny groups are and the groups that can support you in your local community.
And those tend to be, I find, like the easiest ones to sort of help because they're local and they're a lot smaller. They tend to not get all the big money and all the big thing, like big gala charity. They made so much money off that fundraiser and that gala dinner night thing that it was at Manchester, I think. Loads of money for research, absolutely brilliant. But then we want to help support the local ones because they often don't get all that big stuff. They don't get the big and all the budget and all this. And so, especially when it's business and it's like a big group of us, go and just smash it out. We, digging a pond in the garden. We've got like 6-7 of us all just doing it.
I mean, the difference you made there as well. 100%. That was incredible.
We got, I saw Kel, she'd put on LinkedIn and tagged us in it, I think it was, under one of our posts, and there was a newt in there after like a few months, and they'd filled it all up, and then the wildlife had all come. There was a newt that was in there, and then they'd had fox and a baby cub.
Yeah.
Always like when they had like the sort of nightlife sort of video of it.
The
I was like, oh, it's so cute.
that has made to the environment there has been huge. Yeah. But then also, Cal is fantastic for building on that. Yeah. So she's had volunteer opportunities where you can come and observe the wildlife and kind of count how many small mammals are there, so that can feed into that information of the ecosystem. But then she's also gone on to support some young people getting that valuable volunteer experience, which gives them confidence, and they've then gone into workplace, you know, feeling that they've got something to talk about on their CV. They've built confidence.
That's definitely hard, isn't it? Yeah, to have something to put on your CV. Yeah. Volunteering is such a good way.
Yeah. So the ripple effect from you coming from Datesand and building that pond has impact that continues to ripple on through the community. Yeah,
that's so nice.
So it's amazing. It's amazing what you do. Yeah. And plus for a business as well, if you think about some of the talent that you're maybe growing within your community and here, you know, sometimes you want to give them more experience to expand for their professional life, for their careers, for their CV. You know, you're doing this podcast. Yeah. That's amazing to add. And, you know, we as employers, so I have an apprentice now, I want to enrich her employment. I don't want her just to put, oh yeah, it was great, I did some social media for them. I want to say, we did this, we did that. Yeah. It adds to their professional development as well. Definitely. Getting involved and supporting a small charity, maybe through a skill that you've got, like helping them do a podcast, or interviewing them on a podcast, or helping with some social media and skill sharing can be incredibly valuable to a small community group or a charity. But for you or for the employees in here, it can be enriching their professional development as well. So, you know, it is a real win-win, I think, when it comes to businesses getting involved with groups and charities as well. Definitely. It's not just us just taking things from them.
Well, big win. We went to the Stockport Rocks Awards.
Talk about winning.
We did, and we won 2 awards. I was there. And we were sat there and we was like waiting for it to come. It's like, oh, we're coming up. We're looking. And to be fair, the other 2 that were nominated alongside the one that we got, corporate social one, I think. Yeah. They were fantastic from what we read on the thing as well. So it seemed like it was very close. And we were almost a bit like, are we going to be able to compete with these? And then the name flashed up and was like, oh my gosh.
So I always facilitate the panel,
do you?
But I don't judge. So I'm always like, and then when it comes to a company or a business or a person that I know, I'm like, yes, that's amazing. So I was really pleased.
It felt almost, I mean, I'm not one for saying like everything should be rewarded, like if you do something good you should feel good for how you do it, but especially as a big group when we know we've put so much effort in, and then we got that, and then we got the second one as well, which was like we were still raging, like so excited about the first one, and then they said our name and we were just going again. So it was like, it was very exciting, it was very fun, and it was very nice as well to see lots of people from the area, all local and everything, and they're all doing, and I remember reading in that booklet and seeing all the other people nominated for the stuff, and I'm going, wow, these people are amazing. And you always think, I can't believe there's so many people in this local area that is so talented and so amazing. You don't realise until you bring them all into one place, do you?
When we did a survey, it was back in 2021, but it came back with the figure that we have 57,000 people that volunteer alone in Stockport, which is just blows my mind. That's a huge figure, and when we talk about volunteering, you know, it's so vast and different. So we're talking about, you know, the local volunteer who would not even consider themselves a volunteer, who kind of like my local neighbour, and she's 89, she's coming up to her 90th, and she still put the bins out every morning for the people that have forgot in our little cul-de-sac. And when we were in hospital, she took on our cat, Poppy, and she fed her every day. And my neighbours went in and out and opened the curtains and paid the window cleaner and made sure that the garden was mowed. So we're talking about that just micro kind of community level, all the way through to businesses that are supporting and volunteering, to people that are doing fundraising, or the ones that go in every Wednesday morning and set up for an art and crafts group. You know, there's such a vast amount of different kinds of volunteering that you can do, and every single bit that you do impacts that community and helps individuals or helps groups of people. So it's incredible. I mean, that's why we set up Stockport Rocks in the first place. Charities and community groups, they have the money for their projects, they don't have the money to say a huge thank you to all those volunteers that help them. So that was the idea behind Stockport Rocks in the first place. Let's get people who are just amazing people in a room together and just say thank you to them. So almost like the awards are like an additional thing. Because the atmosphere in the room just blows me away. And we did it again this year, and I was like, we can't possibly be the same. And it's just full of incredibly kind people, incredibly good people doing proper good, like the business club.
I wonder why.
And they're just in a room together, and it's just a chance to celebrate all that they do. And we usually get to showcase like a local choir. I think we had a choir when you did,
and they were fabulous. I mean, I love music. I did GCSE and A level, and I love it so much. And then when they come in there, and I was like,
I know.
I just wanted to go up and sing along with them. I was like, this is amazing. It's just so nice, and that they would choose to want to come together and help us out, and you know, help the people, and they'd be like, we're going to come and do these songs. And it's obviously in their nature, as everyone's volunteering for everybody, but everyone was so excited to be there. And it was so nice to just like chat to people, I hear other people's conversations. We had like a huge table of people, and we're talking about why they're there and what they've been doing. And they're like, and what have you been doing? Everyone's so invested in people, and it's like, if you're not really that inclined to volunteer, you don't really realise what volunteering actually entails. I had no idea. I might like maybe help in university every now and again or something, but like on very small levels, or I'd help my friends. And I'm like, but it's not volunteering. But you're like, but it is. It is on like a very small micro level.
Makes a difference.
And then it goes up, And then when I come here, and it's like, oh no, we're going to do some serious stuff. I started planning the fundraisers when I first started. I've done Mental Health Day, I've done Red Nose Day, I've done like some of the bigger ones and stuff like that, and just tried to fit in, just to get people together in the business and say, come on guys, let's go and talk to people, and let's just have some fun, and then, you know, let's raise a bit of money while we're there. I don't expect people to give in loads of money, but it's just £100 from a group of 30 of us or something is going to go amazing. So much further, and you know, that can
make such a difference. So the choir that came this year to Stockport Rocks, we donated some money, to them as a thank you, to say thank you, and they all bought new t-shirts.
Oh,
so
that's
that
so
was
nice.
like, they were so excited that they got this money so that they could buy new t-shirts.
And that's another thing, they don't take it for an individual, they wanted to put it back into the group
into their
and
group.
into them and what they're doing.
And you know, that £100 that could pay for teas and coffees for the group that get together, you know, to combat loneliness. And Knit and Natter group, you know, that can provide some of the materials for those that can't do that. So it all has a huge impact on people. So, you know, it's gratefully received because it really does go back into the communities that they support. So it was really good, and it was a fabulous night, and you thoroughly deserved to win that night. But it was just lovely to celebrate with other people.
I was going to say, I think that was sort of like the big takeaway was, if we win or we don't win, we know that we've done what we wanted to do. We wanted to help the community, and a big thanks was nice enough anyway to have the meal. The meal was lovely. You know, and all this stuff. It was really good,
It was really
when
nice.
Sometimes they come out, don't they, and they have like that sort of set menu, and you're like, it's alright.
It's nice, but no, we were like, really good. This is really nice.
And then we had those little gifts as well. We had little seed balls. And
that's right.
It was so cute. We each got one. I was like, oh my god. So I think I threw them where I live. There's like a bit of like a pond. So there's like ducks and fish and all kinds of stuff there. So I ended up throwing them. They started, again, local community. They started on one of the sort of banks, if you will, on the side. It's quite steep with all just grass and some trees. Then there's the path, and then the pond starts. They just started filling them with wildflowers and just put loads of stuff on. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to chop a couple of them in. And I thought, they didn't know I was doing that, and I don't even know the group that actually started it. It was just put into the Facebook group community sort of stuff, saying like, look guys, we've got these flowers and there's loads of bees there and everything. It was just so lovely, and I was like, I'm going to go and put my seeds in there. So that was my little contribution after that. So I was like, it just keeps going, doesn't it?
It does. Nice. It does. The ripple effect from people volunteering, from businesses volunteering, it just continues to keep giving back to communities long past when you've helped, like that pond that you dug, that path that you helped create so that it was more accessible for people. That will carry on having an impact on people's lives.
We played like games with that. We were trying to see like how many wheelbarrows we could, how fast we could wheel it. And we sort of like made it a bit fun with everybody. And then Kelsey brought in the fruit wind up things that she'd made. And I was like, out of the berries, I was like, oh my god, and they tasted really good actually. I was very impressed. But that was nice. She was like, yeah, I've got some, do you want to try them? And we was like, yeah, alright then. And we'd brought sandwiches and stuff with us, but it was just nice then. Alright, we're helping her and she helps. And it was just something I wasn't, because that was the first proper sort of volunteering thing I'd done. And so I was a bit sort of like, oh, I don't know what to expect. And it was like, we all just smashed it out and we did so good and we were having a good laugh with everyone. It was a bit cold. A bit damp.
Yeah, we can't control the weather. Not in this country.
No. We can't actually volunteer for nice weather.
Well, it'd either be too hot or too cold. That's pretty much it.
Usually a bit too cold, isn't it, really? So, what I would gather, obviously, from this conversation is volunteering is very impactful, very empowering. What would your advice be for individuals or businesses? Because you've worked with a lot of businesses. Either.
So for businesses, the first thing I would say is come and join the Proper Good Business Club.
I would recommend.
So, and I definitely can put you in touch with people, but also you can just Google it and come up with it and then load up. And we and it'll load up, and we also, you can sign up to that. We have newsletters that come out once a month, and we have lots of opportunities. So our next one is going to be a Proper Good in the pub. And that's going to be to celebrate Social Enterprise Day, which I think off the top of my head is November the 20th. So we've got the pop-up shop in Stockport. We can all meet there. You can do a little bit of Christmas shopping, and then you can come and celebrate Proper Good in the pub and come and meet people, talk to organisations, and they can share what kind of opportunities there are there. But also for businesses and for individuals, we run something called the Stockport Volunteer Hub, which is the website, and there's usually about 5 or 6 pages of different volunteering opportunities on there. And they range from things like one-off events So currently there's a park looking for a Halloween helper on the night. But we've done things like we went and helped out on a Santa Dash. So we handed out Santa hats one day, for example. So there's lots of one-off events, but there are also lots of different opportunities to get involved, be that helping with an art group, be that kind of a walking group. But then there's also some really interesting ones, like being a radio presenter, or if you're a bit of a
I might have to start that one.
Yeah, or if you're a bit of a history geek like I am, we've got a fantastic archive here called the Richard Roberts Archive, and they collate all printed materials, beer mats, adverts from magazines and things like that. It's amazing. And you can go and photograph or help collate with them. In fact, if you're ever like just clearing out your houses or parents' houses or anything, and you find old magazines, any kind of printed advertisements or printed articles, you can take it to them as well, and they will archive it.
I probably have loads of those in my house, because it was my nan's house. They bought it from brand new, and then my dad grew up in it. Now my dad owns it. Now so if I empty that attic, I can guarantee they've been a bit hoarder and kept some stuff in there.
And then what they get is people like history students that are doing degrees or masters or doctorates. They come to them for like information and printed materials for doing their dissertations and stuff. So it's got real value to future people that are kind of developing their education.
It's so hard, especially now, like everything's digital, but you can't tell what's real, what's fake, and what's actually useful.
They need to see things, and it's such a capsule of time, and kind of, if you think about Fairy Liquid, you think about the adverts, like the old-fashioned adverts where the kind of 1950s with the mother stood in her kind of outfit with her pinny on. But nowadays we see adverts and they're like everybody, men, and, everyone washing up. So it's a real microcosm of time, and you get to see how things. I'm sorry, I'm getting my history.
That's okay.
But again, that leads to something that also businesses can do. So there's lots of charities that support people in our communities. So we have a baby bank that's in Hyde, but they come to Stockport as well. So if you've got I certainly had lots of perfectly good baby clothes and things that could be passed on. So you could do a collection in your business and then donate that to them, and then you can do a day helping sorting out all the things in the baby bank. So it isn't always just about kind of going and digging, although that's really good.
It was,
there are activities that you can do that are indoors as well.
We tend to do the Mission Christmas one, and
which is
like,
perfect.
Your kids have got old toys they don't want anymore, bring them into work, and then it's usually me and Amy will take it to B&M or wherever the closest sort of drop-off point is, and we'll just take 3 bags worth of stuff. I think the other year there was so much stuff. And if we don't put it into that, if someone's got stuff, I think we had to empty the room downstairs. It was just full of loads of bits and stuff, because we've got a Wellspring donation box on site.
The Wellspring.
Right, let's get them all in there, and they'll take loads of stuff.
They appreciate things like coats and warm kind of items at this time of year. And also don't forget that there's lots of community groups. So you might be refreshing your kitchen in your offices, or you might be getting some new furniture in. Or with the hybrid working now, you might decide that you want to downsize in some of what you need in your offices. Charities and social enterprises will always appreciate kind of donations. So you can also get in touch with me, and I can make sure that it goes to the right causes too. So there's lots and lots of different ways that you can support and help. You've got skills, you've got people who are willing to give up time. You've got people who have got things, you've got things that you might no longer need, and we can put you in touch with the right people as well. So we can help you, but you will be also helping our organisations.
That's brilliant. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure to come.
So, it is time for your quiz questions, I'm
this
afraid.
This is the bit I'm the most nervous about.
Okay, so we're going to do true or false. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So question 1. Less people volunteer now than before the pandemic.
True, I think.
It's true. So there was NCVO's Time Well Spent report. They said that now it's probably about 27% of people will volunteer per year.
Yeah.
Whereas pre-pandemic it was about 37%.
Yeah, I think
that's quite a big drop.
And it is a big drop.
It kind of, a lot of people got maybe a bit scared about the pandemic, and it's kind of maybe put people off. But I would say, let's start getting that number.
People did get put off, and also it impacted our cost of living, and so people have had to go back to work. Yeah. You know, grandparents are a great generation for volunteering, but now they're supporting their own families so that maybe both parents can work and things like that. So it has had a huge impact.
I think as a young person, it sort of feels I want to do a lot more now, especially since doing it recently and since being here the past couple of years. Is seeing that number actually made me a bit sad. And I was like, 10% it's dropped in the past, well, it'll be about 5 years.
Yeah.
So now I feel like all us young uns, we need to step up.
And charities and organisations are always asking me, how can we get more young people involved?
Yeah.
So you will be appreciated.
Yeah. Maybe we'll work together.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah. I'll email you.
Okay.
Okay, so question 2, true or false? Volunteering doesn't really help you get paid work.
That is false.
Absolutely
false.
Definitely false. There was a government poll that found 41% of employed people felt that volunteering helped them get into paid work, and lots of employers thought that it was a valuable experience. It showed lots of traits and lots of characteristics and dedication, willingness to learn and confidence and things like that. So definitely false.
Yeah.
And I imagine you probably see that a lot with
it is, people it is a pathway to work, and it really builds your confidence back again. I found that myself personally. Yeah. So if you're interested in working, get volunteering, and you can get something great on your
CV. Easy, doesn't it? Yeah. So it's like, why would you not just?
Plus, you meet people. You know, you do something like a park run. You don't know who you're going to be stood next to while you're marshalling and things like that. So
why not?
Just build connections.
Yeah. Okay, so 2 right. See if you get the last one.
Phew.
So this is true or false. During the COVID-19 pandemic, nearly 1 million people signed up to volunteer for the NHS.
I would say that's true.
It's actually false.
Is it false?
It is, but it's because there was the NHS had reported that there was an estimated nearly 12 million people had volunteered in lots of different ways, from smallest to the largest. And within 4 days of the Prime Minister, he put out a call to action to help sign up. So within the first 4 days of that, there was 750,000 people had signed up to the NHS Responders Programme.
Wow.
So that is a lot.
That's a lot.
So many. So it was a bit of a cheeky one, that one. I do apologise. I do apologise. But to have over about 12 million people, so to say, it's kind of a little bit sort of juxtaposition really, to say, well, less people since the pandemic are volunteering, but how many people volunteered during the pandemic? 12 million people.
And I think that's something that I'm really proud of, to be a British person. You know, I think traditionally we have always responded well to things like calls to action, supporting each other. I think that's something that's about the British spirit that we.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed today's episode, head over to our YouTube channel to watch more, and don't forget to follow us on socials. See you next time.